Hello, 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 and welcome to today's embodied cooking class. Funny to call it a cooking class. It's more like a assembly class. We are going to be making cheese plates or snack plates. I always really like to have, when we're doing like a cheese board, rather than just a bunch of cheeses, just a variety of things, fruit, vegetables, nuts, all kinds of things that sort of play against each other. And so I'll show you what that looks like for me. I have not made a plan. I'm just going to be kind of making things up out of what I have around to show you kind of how it's done. Of course, if you are, say, having a party and you want to serve this kind of thing, you can absolutely plan it, but it can be really fun to just make stuff out of what you have around, either like for you and your kids, just for yourself, or for a group of people. So I'll show you what that all looks like in a little bit. There's more in my book, Good Enough, page 229. I have a lot of guidance for how to create your own cheese platter. If you're looking for that, pick up a copy of that if you don't already have one. But yeah, this is going to be fun. Okay, so before we begin working with the food, let's do our deep breaths. Today, I'd like to bring us back to Nadi Shodhana, the balancing breath, the alternate nostril breathing. So we'll take our hand and we'll bring our hand up to our face and we'll block the left nostril with our ring finger. See? And you breathe in. At the top of the breath, we pause and then we block the right nostril with our thumb and breathe out the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. Block the left nostril. And now breathe out the right. Inhale through the right nostril. And exhale through the left. Let's do a few more on our own. Let the final exhale through the left nostril be the final one for the round. Let's bring our hands to heart center. Let's just set our intention for this practice of play and snack cheese board making. Let your intention just come to you. Don't have to grasp for it, don't have to think too hard. It's almost like it comes up from the earth through our feet sometimes. Or sometimes it drops in from above, who knows? Okay, hands can come down. Let's get started. So I don't know what you guys are going to have in front of you, but you can work with just about any cheese. And we're going to be playing with, we're going to make a cheese board to begin with. And so here I have this little board. And And you could use a plate too. I think I'm gonna try making 2 different things. So I have 1 plate and 1 board. And I have 4 kinds of cheese that I found. I have a ball of mozzarella, which would be a lot of fun. And I have this aged Gouda. It's one of my daughter's favorites. And I have an aged cheddar. And I have this one that I picked up that is some kind of brie-type situation. And I'm feeling like these 2 go together and these 2 go together. This one is sort of obviously very fresh, very light, and this one is very aged. And so I kind of want to pair those. It's nice to have that balance of sort of opposites in the cheeses and in kind of everything we're doing. And I'll show you what I mean by that as we go on. It's really natural, I promise. All these things, it sounds sort of so complicated when you think about it and when you read, like if you're at a restaurant and they give you a cheese plate and they have notes about everything. It's like, oh, this and this about, and it can feel really overwhelming, but there's actually almost no wrong way to do it. Just think balance, what goes with what, play it along, feel it out. You've got this, I promise you. And then this is again, a very sort of strong cheese, this aged cheddar. And then I think this will be a little bit of a lighter, gooey experience. So we have balance there and balance here. And then the rest, we have a little off screen. You probably can't see. I have some broccolini that I was thinking about just briefly heating up with some garlic to put on the side of one of these. I'm actually thinking that goes with the mozzarella. And that will be, this is totally unnecessary, but just that was something that I had starting to wilt. And I just thought, let's make that part of this whole experience. And then I also have this bowl of fruit over here. I have an avocado in the center. You could absolutely add avocado. I'm going to do some apple slices. I think I'm going to do some mango. And I think I'm probably going to do some kiwi. I love adding fruit. Also some strawberries here, some nuts. And I have a couple kinds of pickles. And I have some crackers, some baguette, and some mustard. We have honey in there. We're going to play this out. So let's get started. I'm going to put the whole ball of mozzarella out. And again, this is something, because I'm kind of doing it for you guys, for the camera. I'm going to have a couple of friends over tonight. I'm going to make these quite generously heaped with the cheese. So I'm going to put this whole thing out. But you could just cut off a small piece if you're just doing it for yourself or for your kiddo. I often do that, just little pieces, but it looks beautiful when you do it all. And definitely, this is a situation where we want to smell and experience everything using our senses as we always do, but enjoy the sort of squish of this, the light, fresh aroma of it. And then the Gouda. I don't think there's any way we're going to eat all of this, but we'll just be able to hack off little pieces and I'll put the rest away for later. So we have Gouda and we have fresh mozzarella. This is very powerful smelling. Whew. So because I'm going to serve these later, I'll probably put things all around and then I'll place them in the fridge. I'm feeling like kiwi is going to look really pretty on that plate. Kiwi and apple is definitely for the cheddar side. I just feel that in my heart. And I want to do this here, so, well, maybe not. Maybe mango then. Maybe kiwis and apples go with these guys. We have a couple kinds of pickles. Okay, so let's start with, because I'm doing this, I'm just going to get a little bit of garlic going and get this in the pan. And I'm going to like drape this around. But as you can see, like this already looks good. We have some crackers. You could just call that a day. Or you could slice it in order to kind of make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, which I might do in a little bit. I've got 2 cloves of garlic here. Oh, I have to admit, been having a tough day. I'm feeling a little dysregulated. My body is anxious. Just recently did some travel and I'm just coming back kind of into life. And this week is a little different than I thought it would be. I had to do some hard and scary things in my life and I'm just feeling it all. So I'm having to experience that coming up right now. Also experiencing quite a bit of low back pain, which is just meaning that I'm needing to move that much more gently. Which is good. Good to have that reminder that your body is there and that to not take it for granted. But challenging nonetheless. Getting a bit of olive oil in there. I think I might just chop off the ends of this, and that's about the prep that I think we're going to do. We're going to keep them whole. And then I'm going to just slice the avocado, or the garlic. So if you have some greens around you want to do this with, I really do think it's such a nice part of a cheese plate. I mean, something like this is a little hardier than like spinach or something like that. Some greens or broccoli or even carrots or cauliflower or something like that. Just do a light saute with some garlic, put on the side, maybe a squeeze of lemon. I'm adding the garlic in now. I'm sorry, I'm going a little off camera. I just figure no need to do a whole thing for such a short experience. All right. Well, let's do the mango then. This is my daughter's absolute favorite fruit. It's definitely one of mine. Actually, sometimes she says watermelon is her favorite fruit. It's hard to know. Also, it's okay to not have a favorite. You know what I mean? Why must everything be? Why must everything be a favorite? Why do we have to choose? Can't we just like it all? Okay, amazing. Mangoes smell so ridiculously incredible, like honey and freshness, and just sometimes when they're really ripe, like a just tiny, tiny bit of funk beneath. Just magnificent, and then so wet. And so this is a really cute way to serve it, just like that. But I think we have too many big things here, so I'm going to slice these little chunks off so that when people are eating it, they can enjoy a little piece of mango with a little piece of cheese if they like. I think you kind of have to think when you're designing, what do you like? I'm thinking about sort of what other, but really this is what I like. I think these things go together, and I can have faith in my belief that, well, if I think these work together and they're yummy, then most likely other people will enjoy that too. Even if they haven't tried some of these combinations, they can still enjoy it. Okay. This is one of those ones where I wish I could interact with you all more. See what you're doing. So please let me know your creations. Send me photos. Because it really is one of those moments where I would probably just say, yeah, go for it. Try that. This is one of the most perfect opportunities to just play with your food. Let's get this in here. Woo! Whoop, I over toasted the garlic. It was just, I was listening to it sizzle, but wonderful sounds. So because I slightly the garlic is already a little bit crispy because I let it go for a bit too long getting into the mango preparation. And so I wanted to stop that. So I added in some water just to bring that up, and the broccolini will just cook in the water a little bit, and it will stop the garlic from overcooking. So that's why I did that, and that is just a tip. If you do something like that in the future, that's a nice way to sort of stop that from getting worse. Then basically I'll just let the water cook off, and then once that's happened, I'll check the tenderness of the broccolini, and we'll see how it's going. I do feel like this is just too much cheese, so I am going to cut it. Like, I know there's no way we're gonna eat all this, so I'm just gonna put a piece. And it's taking up a lot of space on the board that I want to fill with other stuff. I'm gonna do half. Ooh, it's another fun thing about making cheese board. You get to taste everything as you go along. Yeah. Okay, so half the mozzarella ball and half the Gouda. And now, I think I mentioned this in my book, but this is something I love to do with mozzarella, is just put a slick of pesto over the top. Give this a little mixy. I have some just prepared basil pesto here, Genovese pesto, very smooth, full of olive oil. I'm just gonna put that on top and let it come down the sides naturally. Yum. Okay, we're looking cute. I feel we need some nuts on here. We have this beautiful little mix here. Squish that in. And we're going to get the rapini in here as well. It's going to be green. And we have a couple of these pickles over here as well. Actually, I think I'm going to put the pickles over here with the really powerful cheese. That feels right to me. This is where it should live. We have some pickled peppers and onions and cucumber. Sort of brought over to me by a good friend. Lucky me. The sweetness. And I still can taste a little bit of this in the back of my mouth from before, and it's all coming together. Okay, I hear sizzling. That suggests you're almost out of water. Check on this. Hot. So to me, that is done. Tender. I can taste the garlic. I've salted it. We are good. Fantastic. Oh. And the garlic is not crisp because I added all that water, but it is flavorful all over everything. And that's, again, imperfect, but that's okay. If you wanted to, you could let it go a little longer, let it crisp up some more. I think this is just fine. I don't want this to get too tender. This is beautiful. Okay, I think all this needs is a bit more color. I'm wanting to add a few strawberries in around here, and then I think this is a beautiful board. And the other thing I love about making these at home, really, is when you go to a restaurant, it's so, and, don't get me wrong, like obviously it's lovely to have just all meat and maybe some, all cheese and some meat as well in there, but it's nice to do it at home where you can have a sort of more healthy balance of cheese and other stuff. I really like adding all of these things to a board because then we're eating the variety of foods that our body actually really wants all at once, rather than just filling up on so much cheese. So you don't feel, you can kind of snack, have a little of this, little of that, and feel good in your body and in your palate and in your connection with friends or connection with yourself, whatever it is that you're doing. Okay, I'm gonna move this over just a tiny bit. Okay, hazelnut down, hazelnut flying. You know what? Just in between this fruit, I'm gonna do a tiny drizzle of honey. Just a little one. And you could use a tiny little bowl. I appear to be out of my little bowls at the moment, so I will not be doing that. You could also drizzle the honey just over the fruit if you wanted, kind of like I did with the pesto. But I'm just going to do a little blorb of honey here. And it is runny, so it's going to sort of slide around, so I'm not going to go too wild with that. That's just there. So there you have it. Board number 1. What do you guys think? Pretty nice, right? And fun to make. Really fun to make. Okay, so that's over here. Like, I'm proud of that. I'm excited to share that with people. I didn't even really plan it. Okay, and now we have this round plate. I'm going to put away some of the stuff that I know I'm not going to use. Okay. Right. We have this cutie pie, which I think often when I get like a round cheese like that, that's like my whole thing. It's like that goes there and then we just put stuff around it. And I think that's an amazing way of doing it. There's part of me that just wants to do that now, except You know what? I am going to do that. And I apologize. We're not going to use this cheddar today. You get the idea of 2 cheeses, but we're going to try one that's just a single cheese experience and go from there. And I'm going to need to try this little guy because I've never had it before. I'm assuming it's brie-like, smells very brie-like, a little funky. Clean this strawberry knife. Let's take a little piece out of here. Ooh, lovely and creamy. Wow, okay. I'm gonna have a really small piece. Yeah, brie, but a little more funky. Wonderful. Ooh, oh, sharp. Ooh, this is a great one. Okay, so that's gonna go in the center. Oh, so fun. I love it. I can't help myself. All right, we're gonna do apple. We're also gonna do, I have some really cute tomatoes over here I'm gonna cut up. Cheese and tomatoes always go together, right? This is a fact. Oh, beautiful. Okay, one more. Absolutely beautiful already, red and white. You guys can see this, okay? Oh yeah, now we're gonna do kiwi. Kiwi, which is often quite sharp. Sweet, of course, it's a fruit, but also has a sharpness to it. As you can probably tell, I'm thinking a little bit about color. It's a balance in color. And so I'm doing a green fruit here. Mango would be great again. I'm gonna do some apple as well. I think apple, I believe apple goes with cheddar like almost so perfectly, but we're not doing cheddar here, but I still think it'll be nice. Apple is so crisp and bright. It's nice with cheeses. The kiwi might be a little bit more unusual. We'll see kind of how that goes. I like the color of it. It might not necessarily go that well with the cheese, if I'm being honest, but can have it as a counterpoint as part of the experience. Okay, slice it in half. Have little rainbows. This is certainly not like the best and only way to slice kiwi. This is just how I'm cutting it for arrangement purposes. You could do it in rounds. You could just simply cut it in half. Awesome. Well, you know what I'm going to do with this plate? I have baguette. I didn't add any, actually, yeah. I didn't add any crackers to the last plate. I probably will serve it with these crackers. I'll just put it on the side for that last one. But it's nice to actually have them on the plate itself sometimes if you have the room for it. I'm just going to do a little pile of baguette. It's from yesterday. So it's a little cracker length. That's kind of perfect. It's amazing how life can just work out if you're willing to kind of look around and like not see things as a problem. Do you know what I mean? I mean, maybe I'm being too philosophical, but this is really striking me at this moment that it's so easy to think like, oh my gosh, old bread, what are you going to do? I guess go make breadcrumbs or something. But I happen to be making a cheese plate, and cheese plates usually go like have crackers with them. And so being not perfectly fresh is actually not a problem at all. It's kind of nice. It like holds up really well to the spreading of the cheese on there. So I guess I'm just telling you, I'm having a moment of gratitude for the fact that this is not perfect and that life can be sort of special this way. I needed that. I think I'm, like I told you, I've been going through some really hard things lately on a personal level, and to just feel in these small ways that things that don't seem so great can work out is really touching me at this moment. I almost feel like I could cry, actually. And so I wanted to share that with you all because that actually is the point of this practice. I mean, the point of this practice is to be here, to be in our senses and to notice that it is good. But at a deeper level, what happens when we do that is we are really with ourselves and what is really happening. And so it makes room for moments like this. I am well enough now, where we can just be grateful for what we have, like really, truly. And that is so good for us. So, so good for us on every level. So thank you for sharing that with me and witnessing me in this moment. And may you open yourself up to this kind of experience as well. It's meaningful and profound. Whew. Okay, that part might be a little too hard. We have limits, you know? Okay, cutie little baguette pieces. Do, 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 do. I'm going to just bunch up this kiwi a little bit to make slightly more room for the amount of baguette I've created here. Okay, here we go. Mm-hmm. I have pumpkin seeds. I wonder what I might do. The pumpkin seeds over top. And I might just, oh my gosh, you guys. I have this yuzu marmalade that I got a while back. And I know this is like a really pretty unusual product, so don't feel like you have to have this in your fridge. Use jam or something. Obviously, brie and jam, amazing combination. But this sort of sharp, I think I'm gonna go for it and just like stick that in there. I just have a feeling this is gonna be amazing. I think we're not going to bother with the mustard, though I might like just put that out, this giant thing of mustard, along with some crackers. Maybe I put it in a small dish or something to be like 5% more sophisticated, but okay, I'm gonna wash my spoon over here before I plunge it into my other jar of pickles. There's some pickled potato and cauliflower over here. Just gonna do a few of these in here. Oh, and we have jalapeno, garlic. And the escabeche that a friend made for me. Apparently pickles are like my love language, at least of receiving from others. How nice. I actually used to give pickles, homemade pickles, as Christmas gifts all the time. So maybe this is the universe balancing it out, and now I need to be receiving pickles for a while now. I could do that. I don't mind. Okay. This apple. Well, you know what? This apple's looking a little sad inside, and that's okay. Apples are really at the very end of their season, even the ones that have been kept in barrels. They are no longer going to be that fresh. So this is just where we're at with apples at this time of year. In a few months, we will have fresh apples again. Until then, appreciate these apples for giving their best, for being able to be, kept for so long, still remaining something that we can enjoy. It's pretty impressive. Okay, I'm slicing them thin. That's something I often sort of slice things thin for something like this because it looks a little bit more delicate and refined, which is kind of the vibe we're going for, right? With a cheese plate. All right, anything else I've just completely neglected here? I think we're good. This is our next one. And I'm gonna try this cheese situation with, I'm gonna make myself a little. Okay. A little bit more of that in there. And what are you thinking? Kiwi. Let's go with being a little weird. Here we go. I like it. I like it, actually. The kiwi is quite good with it. Let me throw a tomato in there and see. The tomato doesn't go so well, but it's a nice counterpoint. Fantastic. And I think the mustard would go really well. I'm happy. Really happy with that. I hope that this has been illuminating. I know it's just a couple of platters, but it gives you, I think, a lot of ideas. I didn't really play with any, salami or anything like that today, but I think, as you know, I'm kind of staying away from meat at the moment, and I think we always kind of know how to put those on here. You know what'll work. And if you have that around, you like it, just add it in. I think making a little saute of some vegetables that you have around, maybe something that's a little past their prime, is again a really nice way to just add in something unexpected to a cheese plate and help yourself out by using up something. Loving it. Snack, snack, snack. Like a little squirrel or whatever. Thank you for joining me. I really hope that this was illuminating. Please like, comment, all of that good stuff. Let me know requests that you have for the future for other things you'd like to make in our Embodied Cooking Club. Show me your cheese plates. Maybe we can do another round of this in the future, do another version. Thank you. All right, that's enough of that. Bye-bye. See you next week.